Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. Specht,
And me, Mrs. French.
and we're very excited about our summer break, but we're going to miss our kids too.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Every single one of our kids we miss. But we're very excited about some of the cool things we're going to get to do this summer. And of course for us, a big part of the summer is summer blockbuster movies. We love movies. We love movies. And the cool part is that, I'm not sure if you noticed this in recent years, the movie season has kind of started earlier.
That's true.
We're kind of still in school when some of the cool blockbuster movies of the summer start.
That's true. We had two start before we left for summer
Two?
break.
What are they?
Well, the first one of my favorites, The Hunger Games.
It's a book too.
It is a book. You
Who knew?
should check it out. You should check it out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just one book, right? I can get through this pretty easy.
No, actually, it is a fabulous, fabulous trilogy. And they are making at least 3, if not 4 movies out of these fabulous
So,
books.
what we can probably predict, it's going to be like 1 movie, 2 movie, and then the last one they'll pull a Harry Potter,
I believe they will.
or a Twilight,
Very similar, yes.
or a Hobbit.
Yes.
Those are all movies that were books that they split into 2.
Yes, exactly. We should be expecting that.
I read.
Anyway, The Hunger Games was a fabulous, fabulous movie. One of the best adaptations from a young adult novel onto the screen.
Got decent reviews too.
It did get decent reviews. It
I
had
think
a
I've heard
great
of that.
cast. Really good. I thought it was cast very well. Woody Harrelson being my favorite. Woody Harrelson's a great Haymitch.
The great
Great
Haymitch.
Haymitch. He is a great Haymitch. And let's see. I was a little disappointed there was no internal dialogue. I like a narrator, especially when a book has
Which is something that happens in the book.
lots of internal dialogue because she's by herself a lot.
Would you say that you like the books more than the movie?
I did like the books more than the movie. However, was not disappointed by the movie.
That happens a lot, though, doesn't
It does happen a lot.
They people, they like the books. I get it.
You don't read books.
I read books.
He reads comic books.
I do read comic books, and that brings us to one of the other great movies that has already come out, but
fabulous.
has to be remembered, and that's the Avengers. And
Amazing.
I think Mrs. French actually likes it more than I do, and I like the movie a lot. I'm like here, like this is like the regular movie, and I'm like right here, and you're like up here.
I don't know that.
You're like, I'm trying to get above the camera shot. You're like up here when it comes to the Avengers.
I've still only seen the Avengers once. I did really like it though.
Yes, it was very awesome.
It's a great movie.
Favorite part of the movie?
Favorite part of the movie. And Thor defending Loki to the whole Avengers crew.
That was cool. What about Thor fight with Hulk on the helicarrier?
That's good too.
That was awesome. And actually, what I really dug about the movie was that it was based off of one of my favorite graphic novels, and that's The Ultimates, which is, to me, the quintessential Avengers storyline.
It's pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
taking a gander at it.
It's
not
basically it's kind of like if the Avengers, like the movie, took itself seriously. I mean, you think about the old Avengers, they live in a world where there's like people flying through the skies all the time. So this is kind of taking it from the point of if the Avengers were in the real world and superheroes weren't necessarily taken for seriously, how would they react to things? So The Ultimates, if you need a graphic novel for summer reading, you have The Ultimates. And if you need some serious reading, you have The Hunger Games.
Always promoting reading here.
See, reading. Now back to movies.
Movies, also good.
There's still a lot of movies to come.
Yes.
Still a lot of movies coming out.
There are a lot of movies to come.
Okay, ready? Next movie you're going to see.
I am going tomorrow to see Snow White and the Huntsman.
I think I've heard of Snow White before.
Have you?
She's had a couple movies.
I think she has.
You like the old one? The Disney one?
It's a decent Disney movie.
You know it was the first Disney movie,
I
right?
do know it was the first Disney movie.
First Disney full-length animated feature.
Yes, I do.
19-something or other. I bet Captain America saw it.
Captain America probably saw it in the theater. later.
Yeah, which would be awesome.
It would
I think this
and
one will be good. I think this one will be good.
I think this one will be best because fabulous Mr. Thor here.
Thor is also, if we take the hammer out and give him an axe,
And now, all of a sudden, he's a huntsman.
he's a huntsman.
And what's better than a huntsman?
Where does he get the time to...
I don't know. He's a very busy demigod.
Yeah, I mean, it's Chris Hemsworth, right?
Chris Hemsworth.
He's
Fabulous.
in like 7 movies a year now.
He is. This is, I believe, his 3rd this year.
He's the huntsman.
He is the huntsman.
He's Thor.
He was in Cabin in the Woods.
He's Captain Kirk's father.
He is Captain Kirk's father.
Dude's awesome.
He is.
And then he must work out, I'm imagining.
I would think so. I mean,
Where does he find the time?
I really don't know.
He's obviously not a teacher.
Obviously not. An odd little thing about Snow White and the Huntsman, the dwarfs are not actually little people. They are normal size actors CGI'd into dwarfs.
I like that.
You like that idea?
It's Lord of the Rings style.
It is Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah, in Lord of the Rings they just had regular size actors and then shot everything differently and...
Now, I'm not going to lie, the hobbits in Lord of the Rings aren't necessarily tall actors.
No, they're not.
No. Did you know that 9 of the Lord of the Rings actors have tattoos to commemorate their time together?
That's awesome.
They all have the Elvish word for 9 tattooed on them.
That's awesome.
And the one actor who didn't get it, his stunt double got it for him instead. That's a
Do we
true
know
stunt
who
double.
the one actor was? 'Cause I feel like we should single him out.
Who's the little guy with the long beard who carries the axe?
Gimli.
Gimli. Gimli didn't get it.
Well, he's kind of a prestigious actor. That's John Rhys Davies.
Okay, but Sean Bean, Ian McKellen,
Ian McKellen got it too.
he did.
I'm
And
really...
Mr. Specht, what are you looking forward to now?
Well, you know, for me it's always about the superhero movies. I'm really drawn in by the subtle story points, poignant actors, and the punching. I like the punching. I'm really looking forward to Amazing Spider-Man. And I kind of like the idea that it's Spider-Man when he was young, because Spider-Man was always coolest when he was like our kid's age, or maybe high school age. I mean, when he's still having like problems with girls and stuff like that. I always thought he was cooler as a scrawny little kid. I mean, in the comic book, he was in high school for like 15, 16, 20
You
years.
don't want to stay in high school for 15 or 16
No,
years.
you don't.
Even
We
if
don't
you are
encourage that.
Spider-Man.
We definitely do not
at all.
encourage
That's
that.
why you need to read.
Read these books.
Please.
Graduate. But what I will say is,
Shooters.
web shooters are back. Web shooters are back. If you remember the Tobey Maguire movie, he just had web caught on his hand, and that's disgusting.
Yes, web coming out of your hand would be disgusting.
Web coming out of your hands would be just, I mean,
Vile.
kids have enough problems to deal with on
They
a regular
really do.
day.
There'd be webs all
Give
over
somebody a
your
high
artwork.
five, you'd be stuck to them for a day.
Don't give the wrong person a high five.
Yeah.
What happens if you have to shake somebody's hand? Like
Oh,
you're accepting
exactly.
a
Bad
one
idea.
principle? No.
No, I don't like it. So they're bringing back the web shooters, which is basically Peter Parker creates the web fluid and he puts them in and he can kind of shoot them out. Negative side, he can run out of webs.
That's not good.
That's not good. If you're swinging around the city and you run out of webs, that would be considered a bad thing. But it's more true to the comic book.
I'm a little concerned that Andrew Garfield is quite skinny, and when you put him in a Spider-Man suit, he looks like he has a giant head on top of his little tiny spider body.
Well, and Spider-Man is a very skinny character.
He is very long and lean.
Yeah, he's supposed to be long and lean. He's not Thor.
He's no Thor.
He's no Thor.
I'm looking forward. I'm going to take my daughter to see one. I believe it's called Brave.
Brave.
It
which
is
Pixar, and of course it'll be awesome. Because
Yes,
it's Pixar.
we are big, big fans of Pixar, and this
Yes.
is Pixar's first princess and first movie in which they have a
That's
female
true.
lead
That's true.
character.
That is true.
Pixar normally has male lead characters in them.
That is true. Ready? Here's what we added in. Powerful female Pixar characters. Jessie, number 1.
Eve.
Oh, Eve, yes, Wall-E. She was cool. She could only say a few things, but she only needed to say a few things.
Mrs. Incredible.
Yes, Elastigirl, Mrs. Incredible.
Elastigirl, sorry.
Elastigirl, awesome. Edna, we'll throw in there too, because Edna was maybe more powerful than the Elastigirl. She told people what to do.
I agree.
Dory, everybody loves Dory. There is a strong
Dory's pretty
character,
awesome.
Dory.
Peach is also a girl in Finding Nemo.
Oh, but you know who I fell in love with? Boo.
Boo is pretty darn awesome.
Boo is probably, up until maybe Brave. We'll see what happens in Brave, but I think Boo might be the best female character.
She's pretty awesome. She takes big scary monsters and makes them very, very lovable.
Yes. I'm going with Boo.
Cecilia's pretty awesome though because she
Cecilia Wheelia.
Yes. Roz.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Brave. Irish girl. She's got red hair, curly red hair, which would distinguish her from Ariel, who has straight red hair.
It's true. We get another red-haired princess.
We do. Gingers are making
That
a
is
comeback.
awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. Because there's a lot of blonde-haired princesses, I'm not going to lie.
Yes. She looks a little rough around the edges.
Right.
She likes to go play in the dirt.
Well, I think we've seen a gradual progression in princesses that mean business. You know,
Rapunzel really
Rapunzel.
meant
I mean,
business,
she was hitting people with frying pans and stuff.
which is awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, I think
She likes to
Pixar
run around
decided.
barefoot too, which I am a big proponent of barefoot.
Yeah.
I'm barefoot right now.
Yeah,
as a
it's
matter
true.
of
She
fact.
is.
They're gonna have a nice flip-flop tan by the end of the summer. Can't wait. Whatever.
I like the idea. I like the idea that they're up in the ante and as far as what princesses can do. You know, just really mean
Yes.
business. Because I mean, you know, you got
This is
this.
like you're earning your way to be a princess.
That
You're
seems
not
like-
just given a title.
That seems to be a common trend for the movies that you see.
I like it.
These are princesses fighting back.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Irish-speaking family.
Irish-speaking family, like it. Red hair, like
hair.
it. Princess that can defend herself, like it. Bears,
I believe she also shoots arrows out of a quiver.
arrows,
We're
quivers.
big on arrows and quivers in the movies lately.
Top
That is-
vocabulary. Quiver. A quiver is something that holds your arrows.
It is.
The Dark Knight Rises comes out this summer, and you know, there's a lot of great superhero movies. A lot of great superhero movies. This is the year of great superhero movies, by the way.
It's pretty good.
I mean, this is a very good year, but it'll be awesome to kind of end it on a high note. I believe it's in July that Dark Knight Rises comes out, and Christian Bale, one of my favorite actors in it,
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, who is
Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon. I haven't seen any previews with Morgan Freeman in it.
Morgan Freeman is in it.
Good.
I did see a preview
Good.
with Morgan
You
Freeman.
gotta have the Morgan Freeman.
Michael Caine.
And new addition Anne Hathaway
Anne Hathaway.
as Catwoman.
She is Catwoman.
Which, when I think of Anne Hathaway, I don't necessarily think Catwoman. So this will be an interesting thing to see. Like, I wouldn't, if you had told me, hey, guess what? Specht. We're gonna make a movie with Catwoman. It's a Batman movie, Catwoman. Guess who we picked? And I would say anybody but Anne Hathaway. And they would say, no, wrong. We got Anne Hathaway. And I would say, okay, I'll check it out. And if you would have said years before that, hey, we got someone really interesting to play the Joker.
It would not have been Heath Ledger
It would
either,
not have been
but
Heath
he was
Ledger.
amazing.
And he was amazing. And we've had this discussion before, i.e. yesterday. Best Catwoman, I pick Eartha Kitt. Because she had kind of this voice and this rare.
And I go with Michelle Pfeiffer.
She goes Michelle Pfeiffer, which I'll allow because Michelle Pfeiffer, that was a Tim Burton movie and her costume in that was awesome.
It was
like
fabulous.
stitched together and stuff. Very good Catwoman.
She was awesome.
I mean, she was like beating up dudes.
She was.
She was
Eating raw fish. Weird
Eating
segment.
raw fish, representing.
She was represented.
See, that whole movie, basically they should not have called it, that was called Batman Returns? It should have been called Catwoman Representing.
It should have.
So no longer will we call Batman Returns, it's now Catwoman Representing.
We are never going to remember that.
I'm going to remember that. It's on video, it's on YouTube. I'm going to remember that. So, so we have pretty full table on, here, stuff to read, movies to see, and we know our kids have a lot of stuff too. So if our kids have anything that they're doing this summer that they want to tell us about, they can post a comment underneath this video.
Down here.
Underneath here.
Down.
Or if you just want to say, hey, we miss you guys, you're the best teachers ever. We wish a happy summer to all our
Happy
students.
summer. We love
Good
you guys.
seeing you. See some of you next year.